FSD beta is what it is. It's is also opening up to more people with less than 100 score, and also there's a lot of
But
people.
it's not 88.
I know. So the expanding thing is a good thing. So Mike, here's a guy on the TMC forums. He mentions in a post. He says, "I have had FSD 10.12 for several days now and see little improvement. It has already had at least 2 phantom braking episodes on city streets, which I did not have before, and it has made a left turn at an intersection and driven over a raised median in the middle of the left turn."
Okay, I don't mind errors if they're repeatable and people know what they are. In other words, okay, it doesn't handle high contrast well. So if you have an issue, if you got something on your drive that's high contrast, it's going to try to brake. Okay, I can plan for that as I'm driving. But phantom braking by definition is just that. It just happens for no rhyme or reason. That still seems to be a real issue. In fact, it's getting the attention of the government, as we can follow in the news. There are some people, if I hear from them, and I trust their opinions, if I hear from them, it's become reliable in their view, I might look at it. But,
I mean, define reliable. I don't think it's going to be reliable for
reliable
some years
means
yet.
I can trust it not to kill me on the freeway. And it can get me
so
on the
you're
freeway
probably
or
talking
off
years.
the freeway.
You're probably talking years on
then
that one.
that's a waste.
There's a person on the TMC forum. His name is Twiglet. He has some comments to say about FSD. He says people handle FSD beta in different ways, so all I can do is share his own perspective. "I learned that I felt best when I was quite restrictive in my attitude to what I would let it get away with." Listen, Mike. So when we are driving together, FSD beta and him, I'm always applying just enough torque on the steering wheel to feel what the car is doing. Each time it tried to do something stupid, just like the warning message says, and it tried to jerk the wheel off on some random direction, it never gets far. Every time it does that, I'll tap the camera icon to submit a clip to Tesla. For the more obscure ones, I'll send an email. After that, it's down to your personal trust level. This is for you, Mike. But it's definitely still a real beta, but is now at the point where it's doing some things really well, but it's staggeringly bad elsewhere. It does seem that the good and bad is regional, though, and that's my point. The good and bad is regional because
I can believe that.
There's some streets out there that are they probably got all types of little lines in it, and if the cameras can do what they can do, but.
So riddle me this, Mark. Do you think it's that? I think it might be more in the sense like here in Irvine, there's like 20 Teslas every square mile. I mean, it's a heavy population.
Yeah.
Whereas downtown LA may be 1 Tesla per square mile. So you've only got 1 Tesla per square mile and they're not in the beta, then you have no mapping going on.
I don't think that that's a factor just based on what they've been claiming, though. I mean, I would agree with you.
What do they claim?
That
what do they claim, Liz?
They actually claim that soon it's not going to be using any mapping. Most of the new FSD beta stuff does not use map data at all. It is purely using sensory input and its own interpretation. So I do feel like a lot of it has to do with, models are built on probabilities. Not to get too technical here, right? And
Get technical.
I really think, I don't want to put everyone to sleep, but I feel like when you're looking at the environments, it is regional, but it's not, it's regional in the sense of the streets and the environments in which you're in. If you fall into the probabilities that it handles really well, you're gonna be like, this is amazing, I have no phantom braking, it always drives really well, people are crazy. But if you're in any other environment where it you start getting either what the model performs poorly at or with edge cases, that you're gonna see problems. And the problem is, if you live, depending on where you live or where you drive frequently, to you, it's going to be awful because it's going to suck all the time. It's not like it sucks once in a while for, the same scenarios will fail over and over and over again. It is deterministic.
Yeah.
So, you'll either have no problems or a lot of problems or somewhere in the middle, and your experience won't change unless you drastically change where you're using the car. And so, again, you need to get comfortable with it. I think his post is fantastic. Leave your hands on it. Feel what the car is doing. Those types of things are probably what Tesla wants you to do, I would hope. It's certainly safest to do. You shouldn't be going to sleep. You shouldn't be looking at your phone. You shouldn't be hands-free the whole time. I mean, unless you're like Mark and you like to live dangerously.
Amin says, your honest opinion, do you think GM self-driving technology is ahead? I'm asking because I read it last week.
I can't say.
Hell no. I just said it.
I'm trying to be more cautious.
I know. No.